Hey everyone! Today we're going ahead and doing a speed build video. This one here is for our daily life series. If you're not up to date on the series, then you wouldn't be familiar or you wouldn't have seen this already. But I have a series called The Daily Life where we follow a sim called Paige Daly. And she recently just got married. Wow. She recently just got married to her wife, India. So her and India needed a new place to buy. So I went ahead and built this house for them with that exact purpose in mind. So I built it for them. And essentially the inspiration behind this was just looking at the other houses surrounding in Mount Komorebi and just kind of trying to make it fit in a little bit and also make it suit the needs of the Sims. So you would have already seen this build already in game because I uploaded the Easter video on Good Friday and they were already living in the house in that video. So speed build is coming out a little bit later than when you would have originally seen it, but this gives you the chance to view it a bit more in depth. And for this reason, I haven't gone ahead and included any screenshots or anything in this video because I feel like, if you want to see the house in depth, you can go on into the series and just watch the series. And most people have probably already seen, who are interested in seeing the house detailed, have probably already seen it in game, like when I filmed the Easter part. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and let the speed build play in the background. Maybe I'll make a couple comments here and there as things pop up. But essentially, this house really pushed me out of my comfort zone in terms of what I have built before. I've never really built anything with, number one, it doesn't really have a roof. And I wasn't sure how to tackle that because I wanted to do these rounded balcony kind of things extending off of the property. I felt like the home either had to be really small and have a backyard, or it had to take up the whole lot and not have a backyard, or I don't know. I didn't want to make it more than 2 stories, and I didn't feel like a basement made sense, and I didn't really want to do a basement. So I decided to go ahead and make their house, their living quarters, pretty small, but they have quite a bit of outdoor area still, available to them, like entertaining area. There's an outdoor dining area, a bar, an outdoor living with couches and whatnot. They have a barbecue out there so they can do outdoor cooking and an outdoor kitchen kind of vibe. So that was kind of my intention. Their living space downstairs is pretty cramped and their dining table is very small and their kitchen is actually reasonably sized, but it's pretty small. So I imagined that, and you would have already seen in the Easter video, that when guests come over, it's kind of best to go outside with them, if you know what I mean. Head on out to one of the balconies and whip up a barbecue on the outdoor kitchen, have drinks flowing from the outdoor bar, sitting at the outdoor dining table and chilling out on the outdoor lounges is kind of more the vibe. And I wanted to give this sense of indoor-outdoor. So on the very bottom floor, I put in a pool and a jacuzzi, a hot tub kind of thing. And it felt really wrong and weird having it just be exposed. I wanted to go ahead and make it a little bit more private. So I added these walls and then with these massive windows to them. And I'd never really seen that done before. I'm sure somebody has done that before. I'm not claiming I'm the first person to ever do that, but I'd never seen anyone execute it before, so I didn't know quite how to do it. I just wasn't quite sure how to best execute it, but you know what? I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. And I think it's definitely questionable, because it kind of defeats the purpose of it being that outdoor space, but I kind of tried to make it look like indoor-outdoor, bringing the outdoors indoors or inside, outside. I don't know how you would put it, but I wanted it to be private, but I wanted it to still have lots of natural light, and I wanted to look out onto the land. But also, this isn't necessarily a private, a really private lot. I feel like from this lot, your neighbors can see you very well. So I really wanted it to be just that little bit more private. So I tried to achieve that by having the windows there. And then obviously you can still see straight through the windows. And I struggled a lot with trying to like put plants or like trees and windows and blinds and curtains and whatnot. And I ended up on the outside of the windows. Like you don't see it just yet, but you'll see it later. I end up putting the My First Pet Stuff blinds, the big ones, in the black, like the darkest color, on the outside of the windows. And I'm kind of pretending that it's like those are outdoor roller shutter blinds. That's what I was envisioning. So you'll see that a little bit later on, like right towards the end. But right now the house is honestly, yeah, like I said, pretty small. It's just the two of them right now, but in the near future, I'm thinking of them either having a child. Obviously, they are both female Sims, but the Sims has settings where you can make 2 female or 2 male Sims have children. You can just make it so one of them can get other Sims pregnant and the other one can get pregnant and they can try for a baby. But that's kind of what I was thinking. We'll pretend, obviously, you know, they went to a doctor and had some kind of fertility treatment done to fall pregnant, but in the Sims, that doesn't really exist. So it's a little bit more just pretending, you know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking of doing, especially because we have a Mother's Day episode coming up soon. Mother's Day in Australia is the 8th of May, which will be pretty soon. Like when I was filming the Easter part that you've already seen, I started on Good Friday, and on Good Friday, Paige sat her last exam and passed and like finished her degree. So her graduation was set for the very next day, like the Saturday, which is just bizarre, like unheard of. And I obviously wanted to do a part just about her graduating and finishing her aspiration and whatnot. So I went ahead and filmed that and then like cut back and started filming the first Easter video again and filmed a video about Easter Sunday, which is like for us the day where Easter Bunny comes and you get your chocolate and whatnot and like have family over and whatever. But like it's like the whole weekend is Easter, right? The whole 4 days. And so I wanted a video just about Easter, but smack bang in the middle of what I was going to film, the game just decided to put her graduation ceremony. So I kind of had to like chop and change, and it's a little bit out of whack. And then I finished off with like a week to go pretty much until Mother's Day in the game. And between uploading the Creator Sim, I have a Reno battle that came out, the Creator Sim, the build buy video that you're seeing right now, like the speed build of this house, the Easter video, and then the graduation video. I'm like probably potentially not going to get a video out between the graduation video and the Mother's Day video. So I'll explain that in the video when it comes. But yeah, basically these two ladies who got married, that's why they're like buying a house together or built a house together. They got married and, you know, they're ready to start their life together, their forever life together. And that's why I built this house. It does have 2 bedrooms. Right now, one of them is a study, but, you know, that can easily be transferred and moved. And I guess I always could add a basement. Like, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, it doesn't logically make much sense, but hey, it's The Sims or whatever. We could make a basement for like a study and a laundry area, maybe like a spare, maybe like a living area, like a theater. That could be really cool. But right now, this house is very like single person vibes, or like, yeah, couple living together who don't want kids vibe. But there is a spare bedroom that's currently a study with the thought of it could be the kids' bedroom. So I think I'm going to have them go ahead and have a child together for the Mother's Day part. That will just kind of be what happens there, because they, like, India doesn't have any parents and neither does Paige. So it's kind of like, yeah, what would they be celebrating Mother's Day for unless it's becoming mothers themselves? So I think that's what we'll go ahead and do for that one. And yeah, it'd be super exciting. I'll have to have them like go ahead and work a bunch and save up some money to obviously transform the study into a nursery. And yeah, I guess eventually if they're going to be getting a basement, they'll have to save up a lot for that too. But for now, this is the house as it is. I think it's amazing. I think, yeah, you would have definitely already seen the Easter video already. We had friends over and it worked great. Like, it was amazing. This house is perfect for them because if you don't know, Paige, now that she's finished her university degree, is a food critic. So I think it's really cool for her to like have little dinner parties and have people over for grand meals and all that good stuff. And it was a nice, like, fun challenge trying to fit everything into this house whilst also challenging myself to do like a different build style to what I'm used to. For instance, that like U-shaped kitchen with the half walls, I don't think I've ever really done anything quite like that before. And then the bathroom with like the separate shower room, I did that. And I also did that in a speed build renovation video, the farm renovation. I did that. So I've been enjoying doing myself a separate shower with the Discover University shower outlet, the shower faucet. That's been pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of modern stuff in this house because I feel like it suits their vibe, like industrial modern. And yeah, mostly black whites. And then I had this wood tone going throughout, and the couch is like a minty greeny color, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, I just really love building this house. I think my favorite part is the like pool area, which you'll see later on. I really struggled with like privacy in game. I know there are so many simmers who just do not do curtains, do not consider like the reality of the privacy of a room, like no cares given if like your sim's going to be showering against a big huge plain like piece of glass with no frosting or anything, no blinds, no curtains, just out there showing the whole neighborhood what they got. That's fine, you do you. But for me, I really like to consider that. And so you see in the bedrooms I've got like curtains and then the sheer curtains, which I think is so cool. One day when I finally own a house, that's something I'm definitely going to appreciate, being able to do whatever I like with the curtains and blinds situation. Because in rentals, at least in Australia, all the rentals I've lived in, they give you blinds, and I think it's because they're the most like cheap, affordable, like durable version of window coverings. I don't think they're always necessarily the cheapest, but they're cheap in the sense of long term. Like curtains can get tattered and dirty and dusty and whatnot, whereas blinds are just like you put them up and you never think about them ever again. And obviously they can get dusty and you need to clean them and whatever, but like in the sense of they don't really get stained or anything like that, like curtains could or whatever. But I feel like I am so sick of blinds. Like blinds just don't do a good enough job at blocking out the light. They don't, because they're so rigid that there's always gaps. And unless they're too big and then it looks stupid and they're like all bulging and whatnot, there's always gaps. There's always like light seeping through. You're never able to like fully cover the windows like you can with curtains, because blinds usually sit like inside the window frame, whereas curtains sit outside and cover the whole window and the frame, not just the glass. Does that make sense? So I'm so excited to one day have like curtains and have the sheer curtains, so during the day you can have like some privacy and whatnot but still have the light come through. Oh, gorgeous. And then I really would love to have like blackout curtains, so then you can shut them and get full privacy, full light coverage, all good. And this is me being bougie and being extra and wanting what I deserve. I really, really want the roller shutter, like electric roller shutter blinds all around the outside of the house. I just feel like they are luxurious. Like I see a house that has those electric roller shutter blinds and I'm like, they've made it. Those people have made it. And I wish we had them in The Sims a little bit more accurately, because right now The My First Pet stuff blinds are like the closest thing, but we don't have ones that actually look like the metal roller shutter blinds. But yeah, that's goals for the future. Anyway, just a second ago, you would have seen me working on the pool. Right now I've got the pool there and the hot tub, and I'm working on the outdoor kitchen and the outdoor living dining area. I just think it's so cool, and it's like undercover. And the second level is like partially undercover because I've got that like lattice work with the plants above it. I just think it's so cool, and I just love to hang out on these balconies and just chill. And later on, like right at the end of the video, you'll see me at the walls around the pool. But yeah, love it. I also love India and Paige's bedroom, like the colors of it and that painting. It is just chef's kiss. This house overall, like I said, very unique in the sense of like unique to what I've ever probably done before. Like it felt quite difficult, and I was like challenging myself to do something different and use different objects and use different swatches and different windows and doors than what I'd usually use. Using like that kitchen setup and combo, the bathroom, all that stuff, just trying to be a little bit unique. And with the rounded foundation and the rounded fences, like that is not something I've done like this before, like the 3-layered thing. I think it's super cool and definitely super unique for me. Like I said, someone else has probably done it before, but it was the first time I thought of doing something like that, and I think it paid off. I think it looks great. So right now you're seeing me battling in the trenches with this pool room area. I just didn't know what to do without it looking silly or like not really making sense or kind of being pointless. So it has these 2 doors that act as like a hallway outside. And then this wall looked kind of stupid now because I had like the fence, and it looked great when it was all the same stacked up, just one tile different. But now this area has a wall, so it looked kind of funky. So I play around with this quite a bit to try and get it to like blend in and look a little bit less silly, a little bit less of an eyesore. And yeah, I think it ends up turning out great. I love it. I love once I put the blinds on, it just looks great. Also because like, I think I end up changing the windows in the shower, I believe, and then it becomes super unprivate or like not private at all. With the shower, someone could just be walking past and see you taking a shower full on. So yeah, I ended up putting some blinds there because I thought they would be like the remote controlled electric blinds that they can go ahead and press a button and it lowers down so they can have a shower in privacy, which is obviously preferred. But yeah, love this house. It is just really, really unique. I've said that before, but it's just really something I've never done before, and I love it. I can't stop looking at it. I filmed the Easter video and the graduation video and then finished filming the Easter video, and I just wanted to keep playing in this house because obviously it's new and exciting. And I know a lot of the times when I build stuff, like when I'm doing renovation battles or doing build videos here, there, and everywhere, I never actually end up playing in those houses, whereas this one I will. So I'm like really excited to play in this house. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing in the daily life in the future, living in this house, bringing a child into it for Mother's Day. And yeah, if you haven't seen the series, I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's pretty cool. There are already quite a few parts, so it is kind of the thing where you want to follow along like with each episode, but also I feel like you could just jump in now because they're kind of at like a crossing point in their lives, at a fork in the road, a turning point. And so I feel like, yeah, if you wanted to jump in now, you could totally do that without being too lost, especially after watching this build. All you need to know is that there's Paige. She went to university. She's a food critic, and she got married to India. India is a painter, and she's loving that. She's also a little bit famous from her paintings. They went ahead and lived in San Myshuno for quite some time. And then after they got married, which they got married because of the like arranged marriage inheritance thingy, they went ahead and got married and then moved into this lovely home here that you're seeing now. And that's that. So I'm going to be playing the daily life for at least the end of this year. Like I'm going to play it through until New Year's Eve this year. And after that, it'll probably get retired. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing on my channel next year. The daily life was kind of my thing alongside with the Dove legacy. They were kind of my things that I was going to have ongoing on this channel, as well as always doing the renovation battles every month that Havana hosts them. But aside from that, unless the Sims team releases a new pack that warrants an LP, I don't really have much going on in terms of content, and I'm not really sure where to go from here. I just know that the daily life is kind of hard to keep up with. Right now, this series will go on to the end of the year, just following the events that happen throughout the calendar year. And yeah, who knows what will happen next year? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, here we go. I'm doing the pool room with those blinds right now. Love that idea. I think it looks super good. I think it is executed well. Anyway, I hope you'll have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!